Thank you for joining us on this edition of Your City in 5. I'm your host, Ricky Saillas from the El Paso Zoo. We have some exciting news to tell you about. The family here at the zoo is expanding. These stories and more on this edition. What do you say we get started? The 2024 election has come to an end. Former President Donald Trump will be sworn in January, becoming the 47th President of the United States. Here in El Paso, voters are headed back to the polls for a few runoff elections. Businessman Renard Johnson and City Representative Brian Kennedy are vying to become the next mayor of El Paso. Also scheduled to enter into the runoff are the seats for District 1 between newcomers Alejandra Chavez and Monica Reyes. In District 3, the runoff candidates are Jose Rodriguez and Diana Maldonado Rocha. In District 4, the area that covers most of Northeast El Paso, incumbent Joe Molinar and Cynthia Trejo are in a runoff. Also headed to a runoff are candidates Ivan Nino and Amanda Cunningham. That's in District 5. In District 7, Lily Limon and Chris Hernandez are both seeking to become the next city representative in that area. Voters also re-elected District 2 Representative Josh Acevedo, who will serve his first full term. Also on the ballot, voters chose to revoke the remaining $128 million in bonds for the multi-purpose performing arts and entertainment facility known as the MPC. That effectively cancels the project. The matter will now return to the council for formal action based on the decision from voters. As for the runoff election, it happens Saturday, December 14th. Early voting starts December 2nd through the 10th. All of the election results are posted at epcountyvotes.com. Operation Greenlight is underway. It's a push to recognize our local veterans. You may have noticed a star on the mountain shining green. The initiative encourages residents, businesses, and organizations to display green lights on their homes and buildings now through Veterans Day, which is November 11th. The green light is a symbol of hope, solidarity, and gratitude. The move supports our veterans and raises awareness of their needs. Two other city happenings. There are new animals to meet at the El Paso Zoo and Botanical Gardens. Have you heard of a binturong? Well, this little guy, also known as a bear cat, is now part of the zoo family. There's also two Lars gibbon. Zookeepers say these primates are endangered. Also part of the family is a Swenson's hawk. Speaking of birds, there are two new baby penguins at the zoo. Both were born at the Penguin Oasis. Zookeepers say the new animals are part of an ongoing mission to protect wildlife.
Super exciting for us, especially because the species, as far as like the penguins, the lar, and also the binturong, you know, us keepers get to deal with them and take care of them every day. And so it's really neat for us to take care of a new species of animal, but it's also really good for us to see the public get so excited about the new animals. It's really exciting that we're actually producing some of these babies, and it's for all the efforts of the conservation of these animals and the species.
The new animals are now on view. By the way, the zoo is open from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Wednesday through Sunday for the winter. Lions, tigers, giraffes, and rhinos, all of that you can see here at the El Paso Zoo. But did you know that the zoo also has fish? Well, a local business here in our community that's pretty popular donated some koi fish to the zoo. Check it out.
So today, the El Paso Zoo is at Acetunas to help rescue some fish. They have some koi that have been here, I guess, 20 or 30 years. They're kind of infamous with the facility, but they've gotten a little too big, and there's so many of them in their small system. They've asked us to come and take some to the zoo.
Basically, acquiring the fish on the purchase of the bar, these fish have been here 20 plus years, and so doing a little bit more research, the amount of fish and the size of the fish, kind of realized like this habitat isn't as sustainable for them, and so the idea kind of popped in my head to try to reach out to the zoo and see if they would be willing for us to like work something together to donate them into kind of their forever home. So today we're basically going to extract, the bigger koi.
I got one. I got one. It's dry too. Yeah.
And we have a large van outside with two big tubs in the back, and so we're filling those up. We'll catch up the fish very gently, place them into that water. We'll net it, drive them back to the zoo. Then we have quarantine tanks set up at the zoo, so they won't go right in with our fish. They'll go in the quarantine tanks, and a few of them have a little lesion, so we'll treat them. We could also make sure they're good and healthy. And 30 days approximately, that's the quarantine period for a fish coming in. And so once they're healthy and we're sure they're good, we'll put them in with our fish. This was a rare opportunity where we got to help the community and help out Asatuna's bar. These are large koi. These are 20, 30-year-old koi. I mean, to get them that big takes 20 or 30 years of growing. You know, they grow rather slow. Also, fish have a weird thing where they grow to their environment. So these aren't going to grow probably anymore because they're in this small system. Once we put them in the big pond, they continue to grow.
I'm excited, and I hope that, you know, this is something that can kind of be able to show the residents in the community that, you know, this is a kind of a feel-good story that these fish are going to go into. I like how they word it, they're retiring to the zoo. So their work here is done, and then they go get to live a happy life.
Come out to the zoo and visit the Asatuna koi that'll now be at the El Paso Zoo. And they're right actually before you cross the bridge to the rhinos. There's a huge koi pond, and you can see them swimming in there.
Thank you to Mario Ramirez for putting together that video. Now you can check out the koi fish for yourself. They're in the Asia section of the El Paso Zoo. And remember to leave your fishing rod at home. Montoya Heights Park in West El Paso has new trees thanks to the Parks and Recreation Department and a few students. Several trees were planted as part of a Texas Arbor Day celebration in early November. More than 100 students from Herrera Elementary School learned about pollination while planting trees.
Trees provide shade, they provide erosion control, they provide habitat, they capture carbon. I could go on. What they end up doing is enhancing the quality of our lives. So the way that we are stewards toward them is actually a way of taking care of ourselves.
Arbor Day in Texas is celebrated the first Friday in November. Thousands gathered to immerse themselves in culture and tradition at the annual Día de los Muertos festival and parade in downtown. It featured music, dance, arts and crafts, activities inside the El Paso Museum of History and Museum of Art, and of course, some delicious food. The parade included more than 50 colorful floats and marching bands, plus larger-than-life alebrijes.
Oh, I thought it was wonderful. I think there's a lot of people, more than I expected. Yeah. But I'm glad that it's something that's growing and something that can be celebrated.
Experience it, see all that we have to offer as far as our culture, and just enjoy it. The food, the festivity, the music, everything is beautiful.
Organized by the soon-to-open Mexican-American Cultural Center, the theme of this year's festival was Raíces Ancestrales, or Ancestral Roots. It's not often that the city's communications team is recognized. That's because the team is always recognizing other city departments. Well, City TV received 8 video nominations from the Texas Association of Telecommunications Officers and Advisors, also known as TATOA. The organization recognizes municipalities across the state in video excellence. One of the nominations is for this program, Your City in 5, that's locally produced, written, and recorded. Part of the City TV team that includes media specialist Nigel Sherman and Mario Ramirez are headed to Austin to see if the city of El Paso came out on top. We'll make the announcement on our social media platforms and, of course, on next week's Your City in 5. Yes, I got my steps in. And you know what? Our time is up on this edition of Your City in 5. I had a wonderful time here at the El Paso Zoo, and I encourage you to come out here and say hi to all of the animals. For Nigel Sherman, who's behind the camera, I'm Ricky Saillas. Stay safe and please be good to each other. We'll see you next time on Your City in 5.